Howdy there, folks, friends and family across the globe, and welcome to, hold on, Windows, full screen, 1920 by 1080 apply. There we go. Welcome to an entry into Warhammer Wednesdays that happen on Sundays. This is also part of a series I'm going to be calling Dead or Alive, DOA. I'm here with Warhammer Online, Return of Reckoning. Something I've played before over the years. And let me just get this out of the way. Props to everybody who has worked on this project, keeps it alive, keeps it going, and to all the players that have stuck around with it. Because this game, man, this game. Anyways, do not do tips, tricks, guides, walkthroughs, speedruns, 100% trophies, or achievements. I play games for fun and make these videos for you, so that you can pop them on in the background in case you got folks who can't make it over to hang out. It's not a problem. Guess who can? This guy right here. Because the way I see it, these videos connect you to me to you. It's like we're sharing a couch together. World's biggest couch. I call it the internet. Next couple hours, sit back, relax, and let's just play games. To my subscribers, I want to say thank you to each and every one of y'all, because if it wasn't for you, these videos wouldn't be happening, and I can promise you all this, as long as one of you stay subscribed, the videos will keep on rolling. Drive by Rubneck and Viewers, howdy. And I'm going to recommend, well, this game, obviously. Now, let's go over this real quick. I'll try and be brief. I do not, everything's unscripted, completely unprofessional. That's by design. I hold up authenticity and honesty to high standards. And also, this isn't just like a Let's Play playthrough thing. This isn't just a, maybe I should, you know what these videos are? These videos are whatever you want them to be. Because it's YouTube, not me too. Shots fired. But no, my Dead or Alive series is me going to pursue MMOs. Others have done it and they'll do it better, of course, but I want to approach this from the perspective of a single player. Because I've always been a fan of the gameplay of MMOs. As far back as EverQuest, and before that, Ultima. Basically played any MMO. I mean, it could be Anarchy Online, it could be The Secret World, Age of Conan. I was there to play them. So I'm a fan of them. But I want to present these and see if there'd be something more people would be interested in to check out. Maybe you're looking for something, but you're like, well, I really don't want to play with a group of people. That's fine. We're going to see if these games, just from playing. I remember you can pretty much solo a lot of it. You'll miss out on some things. You're going to have to. RRR is great, though. But if you wanted to play it single player, let's see how far you go. See if there's enough there. So this is kind of what the series is going to be about. This is the first in the series, so I'll refine it a bit better as I go along. But yeah, we're here to see, is the game dead? Is it alive? And how's the single player experience? Is it still worth checking out, or is it something I have to jump in with a group of people and play through? Because some of these MMOs have kind of refined themselves down the road to be a bit of a more single-player approach. The Secret World is the one I remember, if I recall. Though you can still do like group content stuff. Anyways, I'm going to go Destruction. As you can see, these are just some quick ones I made. I hadn't decided what I was going to do, so I did that off recording. We'll create. That way I show you the full process. We're going to go with one of my mains from back when this first launched. Look at these cool armors. The Magus. We're going to go with that. Face 1, you get some face options. If you're into that kind of stuff, it's too clean. That looks good. Accessory, scar. Oh, I like that one. Void eyes. Cat eyes. Yeah, let's do that. Alright. Yeah, that seems chaosy. Hair color, yeah, that's fine. Skin, that's fine. Eye color. Since we got cat eyes, it doesn't matter. Alright, done. Welcome back, Telenus. Okay, the patch notes. Most of the Empire citizens of Norsko's wild, untamed land.
The common folk of the Empire flee southward, while the forces of destruction converge upon the village of Thorshafen. Hordes of greenskins unite with chaos warbands, while regiments of dark elves heed the call to war. It is unto this spectacle that you have come, willing to lend your hand to the destruction of the dwarfs, the High Elves, and the Empire itself.
High Elves. Bye, Elves. So yeah, my approach to playing games is basically...
and others like it will assist you in playing Warhammer Online, Age of Reckoning.
Interesting. Hold on, sorry. I gotta check something. The approach I take is I pretend you're sitting here next to me on the couch and we're just hanging out. I will be right back. So, stuff like that happens. Sometimes I gotta go check on things. Usually it's because there's a brat of a cat with 3 legs. Causing me heartache. Alright, so yeah, MMOs. I love the gameplay loop. I mean, I played, regardless of precursors. Let's just say EverQuest, Star Wars Galaxies, The Old Republic, Anarchy Online, Warhammer, World of Warcraft, City Heroes, City of Villains, Star Trek Online. I figured, you know what? There are videos that kind of promote these things, but I wanted to do one that maybe it wouldn't. Okay. Welcome, WASD. Show tutorials. Yeah. That's why Xenoblade Chronicles X, for example. Really enjoy. Well, that and it also has a big mechs, but... Alright, now... Friendly. If you're unfamiliar, Warhammer Online was originally developed by the crew that did Dark Age of Camelot, if I remember, which was a really good game too. And then got bought out by EA or some such somewhere along the way. Anyways, stoked. Was part of the betas. One of the best collector's editions for a video game I've ever owned. And to get this out of the way, the best player versus player content I have ever played. Definitely some of the most fun. Now, the Magus, I remember, got nerfed heavily. Back when it launched, anyways. But basically, you could play him as like long-distance support. He uses things like turrets in the forms of demons, which was like a neat design choice. But what was great was once you got to a high enough level, you got this rift pole, and then you just became like a tactical nuke. And they would always bait it out in PvP, right? Like, they knew once you went in and just started doing the rift, suck everyone in and drop your big nukes, get everyone together, you would just wipe warbands out in PvP, or RVR, which was always fun. The other, my other main was a Black Orc, and that was wonderful. You just couldn't die. So
You've been offered a quest, which is an excellent way to gain experience and rewards.
This is neat. Let's accept. There is lore stuff, right? As you saw. You can do some reading with it. Join a scenario, that's right. These are the PvP. And the great thing was you could join from anywhere, right? Phoenix Gate. You had two factions. They did not have all the classes that we will be seeing in this. Now, like the Knights of the Blazing Sun didn't get were not there at launch. Investigate the Tomes of the Raven. You're the Girk Blood Physics or something about the Raven God. Alright. Get some XP and some money. Have to repair equipment, from what I remember.
Here's what I need you to do.
Kill the Gores and Ungores. Gotcha.
Come back victorious. Go, prove yourself.
Alright. Now let's get to the actual gameplay loop, right? Let's remember what does what. Oh, okay, they're static, I guess. As you can see with chat, there's still people out and about. They have a tracker, if I remember, about people in game. It is, as far as I'm aware, free to play. And before I jump off, we'll go back to the main menu and I'll go over all the different classes they got. Follows that typical MMO formula. You know, range DPS, DPS, tank, healer, so on and so forth.
A chance to do good.
As a reward for your actions, a new item has just been placed into your backpack.
Now for destruction, the Nurgling. The Squig Herder was the pet class. Character. Okay. Right click to put it on. What is this? Unadorned bound place with some mighty steed. Okay. Oh, so they give you a mount. Alright. Till then, you just have to spam flee back in the... Use to return to your rally point. Okay. The White Lion is a pet class for Order, but the pull for the Order faction was the White Lion, which is a pain in the ass in PvP. Why? Because the Marauder was the pull for destruction, and it would be like a tentacle arm, which means the Marauder had to expose themselves, whereas White Lions sent the lion out, so they were... They were pretty much, didn't have to worry about exposing themselves to enemy fire. Used to be a pain in the butt in PvP because some of the camp spawning. But yeah, some of the best PvP I've ever played was this game. It was meant to be a WoW killer, or it was marketed as such, from what I vaguely remember. What else? Like I said, I don't plan any of this out. I just jump into this. This was neat. Tome of Knowledge. You would get experience by visiting locations, unlocking bits of the story, and it would also unlock little lore pages and stuff here, right? Expand upon it the more you did. So kill 25 Nurglings, you'd get more information. Extra little challenges you could do. What else? Let me knock it out of the way. Forgot the exact term, but there were events you could do, which were kind of like open-ended or open area dungeons, where once enough in a certain situations triggered or enough people around, you could participate in an event that would like unofficially group everyone in the area together. So then when you completed that activity in that area, everyone would get a reward for it at the end. There was just a lot of really neat stuff that they did with this game. Let's see this real quick. At the experience bar? No. And it followed that that format back in the day, where everyone's talent trees were separated into 3 different ways to play. Oh, also, there was 2 paths of experience. There was, there it is, Renown and Experience Points. Experience Points were for your main level, and then you had Renown for your Renown rank, which would also unlock certain things like, what was it? You could unlock abilities and talents and everything. So yeah, for the Magus we have Demonology, Changing, and Havoc. I think when I played through, and then Renown, right? I mostly went, I think it was Changing for the close range damage. But the game, in my eyes, still looks great, and it is the first and only MMO by of Warhammer that we have. Rank 2. Alright, has that down. What's that do? Tears at your foe with fierce winds, hitting them 3 times for a total of 22 spear damage. Yeah, damage is broken down into different categories, elemental, spirit, so on and so forth. So, but man, this is just, I'm getting flooded with memories. It's great. I love it. Check this out real quick. Okay. So each region was broken up into who you'd be facing. So Chaos would be facing Empire, High Elves and Dark Elves, Dwarfs and Greenskins. They all shared kind of like their own different areas and realms. some of these, if I remember, weren't in. Like, the main keep for destruction was in the Chaos. The main keep for Order was Empire. I think since they have been supporting this game that they have added in some of the other capital cities, right? So, as you can see, this is neat, right? So how RVR works, I'm going off memory. Do some digging yourself. You would get bonuses based upon who owned the overall map in the region. Alright? And how you would get that is by taking over keeps. So that's where a lot of the RVR came in. So as we can see, Black Crag split. Cadron Valley's is order dominated. And you would actually get experience and other benefits from... Sorry, I'm trying to collect my thoughts and play and talk. Based on if your faction owned the area.
A chance to do good. Be worthy of the Raven God.
Kill the Restless Dead, which we've been doing, but...
To blood and glory.
So yeah, it's got the MMO stuff, right? The fetch quests. I'll leave that up to you to decide whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Of course, the beginning areas aren't quite as engaging, but we shall see how it goes. I might jump into some PvP, but I won't go into... Oh yeah, here you go. Shows each realm's campaign progress. I won't be going into like any dungeons or anything.
The Raven God calls. Gird your loins.
Search the crypt in the northern mountains. Recover from its depths. Okay.
For the Raven God.
Oh, let me go into some of the differences with that then. The Squig Herder, for example, pet class. But you didn't get one pet. You would get 3 or 4. And each squig would do something different. Whereas the White Lion's pet, you'd only get one White Lion, but it had a bit more flexibility to what roles it performed and how tough it was. The Magus Mirror class was the Dwarf Engineer. So even though the Empire was the main opposing force against Chaos in the game, the classes didn't translate over like that directly, so what else? Oh, at launch, not every faction had multiple... They didn't have 4 classes. Some had 3. So, if I'm remembering right, Dwarves did not have a DPS. The Slayer would get introduced later. Orcs and Greenskins did not have a DPS. They did not have the Choppa, but those 2 have been added. Knights of the Blazing Sun was added as well as, I think, was it the black card for the Dark Elves? They didn't have like a tank, I think. And don't worry about playing a healer, because they can dish it out just as well as they can heal. Or, like, even with tanks. Like, if I wasn't doing RVR or scenario stuff, leveling, I would use two-handed weapon. And we got us a Skaven. They were added much later from what I remember.
There is no time to lose.
Kind of haphazardly. There was a scenario, or not a scenario, like a battleground where you could play as one of a couple different Skaven. I don't remember him being there. But yeah. I'd say so far for like an MMO, if you've never really played an MMO, this would not be too tough to get into so far. You're gonna go into it with a single player mindset. I'm sorry, it's one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Yeah. Also, just the fact that memories are flooding.
Your destiny awaits. Good looting. The gods have tasked
Art of battle, and proceeding to the village.
Return victorious. Help me with this. Go prove yourself.
What was over here? Aesthetically speaking, they hit the ball out of the park for what Warhammer used to be like. Warhammer Fantasy? What is this? No, I don't want to buy it. What is it? I don't quite remember much of this. Oh, we got going.
And one caused. The gods have tasked you. Till battle.
Yeah, I would recommend reading the story stuff. My big thing is I just want to...
Raven God calls.
Oh.
Take it to the enemy.
Investigate the tomes of the Raven year and discover something about the Raven God. What am I missing? It's that. There it is. There we go.
Your destiny awaits.
Alright, speaketh North Librarian. Now we got our first turret. This was such a great idea for demons. And then they kind of function like pets, where you can kind of set different modes. And you would get pink horror, blue horror, flamer, I think, and then there was a big demon, that demon chicken, that wasn't very good. But as you can see here, flings demonic fire, burning them for 60 element, and reducing their resistances by 27. And they all had different functions. As you can see in the chat box, that kind of shrunk down. You can also filter it between combat, RVR, communication, miscellaneous, and chat. It's still pretty active, which is great to see. I'm not sure what the peak hours would be, but I'm sure if you go on like their Discord or one of those things that young folk out there use. Let's do this, just so you can see it in action. Well, they went down quick, so. That's right, you could resummon and move them around, so you didn't have to worry as much about the cast time. Because, much like the engineer, you can't move when you're trying to summon them. So depending on what race you pick, green skin, chaos, and dark elves, the beginning area is different. As you can see, Order seems to have this lockdown. Switch to pairing that. Okay, here you go. This shows us Tier 1, Tier 2, 3, and that's the end tier. This is the High Elves and Dark Elves. Oh, well, they haven't pushed back. Dwarves and greenskins. Or no, that's uncontrolled. Okay. Never mind. Land of the Dead. I never got to actually play that, so. Or if I did, I barely touched it. I think that was like a update expansion
I can still teach you a lesson or two.
by career builders.
Be worthy of the Raven Guard.
Your destiny awaits. Gird your loins. For the Raven God. Raven's blessings.
Nope. Not realize that was there. So our passive health regenerate. I gotta be very careful. I'm not used to this. Open. Can I? Would there be any way to squeeze by him? Oh. Ah, that's right. Use the black potion of corruption while targeting the herd stone. Okay. Where is that? No. Oh, okay. You didn't even have to be that close to it. Alright. Oh, that guy's just stuck up there. I remember these. Okay. I'm picking up what you're saying now. And then now we do this one. So, of course, it's kind of buggy, but it's still very much playable from what I remember when I last messed around with this. Yeah. Good stuff. Let me know, did you ever play this? If not, why didn't you? I remember this was pretty big and popular. It's funny to say that they, you'd see a lot passed along on MySpace. They had a pretty big presence there.
Trust.
Demonic strength.
Return victorious.
Alright, I think this is PvP. Yeah, win a solo skirmish. And they had repeatable quests, like dailies. Kill 10 enemy players. Yeah. Won't worry about that. So, yeah, you get influence, which are region specific. Alright. So you could have like influence for different areas, different towns, or different realms.
Perhaps we can aid each other. Let's hope I was right to trust you.
This old warlord has new tricks.
Okay, here we go. Let's just do this to look at the abilities. So we get Blue Ore at 6, Flamer at 8, okay. There were some passive abilities you could slot. And some that are active abilities that you could slot. Usually insta-casts. Alright. We'll get around to that, I'm thinking. Still don't know what that is.
Combat victorious.
Your destiny awaits.
Oh, congrats. Usually you would type congrats down there, but... we'll take it. We'll see where it leads to. Why not?
Plunder bought and sold.
I have no idea where that character is. Zinja Traugut. Yeah, and then there you could upgrade and slot. There's different like careers and whatnot.
I've got something for you to do. You better do it good.
Stuck. Got stuck.
A chance to do it. Raven Power. Your destiny awaits.
Public quests. That's what it was called. Those open-ended like scenarios. Yeah. PQs. That's right. Sure. If we stumble into it. Looks like he's busy. Alright, what do we got? Someone over there, huh? Okay. I remember collision detection being a big part of the RBR PvP scene. That way tanks could actually feel like they're tanks. And not all tanks were the same, right? Like a Black Orc was very different from a Chosen. Chosen was about aura switching. And their mirror was the Knights of the Blazing Sun, which the Empire would get later. The Black Orc and the Ironbreaker were mirrors of one another. Who is over there that I missed? Oh. Stop it. Yeah, we should be able to muscle our way through. Oh. There you go. Oh, he is not going down for some reason. Let's try to backtrack here. Try and figure out what's going on. I do like it. It's not really hand-holdy. Kind of had to think a bit more, but I mean, a lot of the fun was this, right? Like just filling out the tome, and every time you'd fill out a new segment of the tome, whether it's, you know, like I think it said kill 25 nerdlings, for example, you would get experience. And it will unlock more information and stuff. But, yeah. It's a lot more stable than I was expecting it to be. It's been like this for a while, to be fair, because I have come back to this and played on a different server, of course. It's been years and years and years. So again, props to everyone involved. Okay, I still have to go over here, that's what it is. Ah, okay. A rooting swine. That one was a bit tougher. Maybe we should cool it a bit. Can't remember. Can we swim? I think we can. Yes. Now there were some maps I remember in the PvP skirmish maps, where when you could kind of do the rift pull with a magus and pull people to their doom. Earned rank 4. That's tier 2, tier 3 scenario event group, I think. What'd we get? Infernal Blast that warps in front of you, dealing 100 over 9 seconds. Okay. Magi and Engineers. Basically, you had direct damage and you had dot damage. I always went with AoE and dot damage. God, I love this game. Let me know if you'd like to see me play through it more. Right now, I'm just doing a quick, well, quick. It's going to be a couple hours, but follow-up. Also, I just want to feed the algorithm because I really feel this game is worth people checking out. It is really cool, and I'll be checking out a couple other MMOs as well. The ones that I thought were my favorite. But yeah, what were the big draws? Well, first of all, they pushed heavy the RVR PvP. And if you didn't want to participate in that, you didn't have to. They gave you multiple ways of gearing up, playing the game, organizing. So, you didn't want to do RVR? No worries. Just do public quests, where you don't even have to form groups. It just takes all the players that are in an area and kind of creates an impromptu group. You just want to focus on PvP? Well, guess what? Like I said, we can jump into PvP right now. If I can get back to it. Wherever it's at. Yeah. Oh, real quick, let me do this. Where is... Auto, there you go. Sorry, I did not. Oh yeah, this was great. They had a manual and everything. So careers. Let's check it out real quick. Gives you a blurb. Not necessarily gameplay related, but just in case you're a little lost. Yeah, types of quests. Personal quests and public quests. Public quests, there's 400 of them, or over 400. So, include things like defending a farmstead or so on and so forth. I think yeah, join a scenario queue. There it is. We could join. And while you're moving around questing, you'd wait for one to pop, and once it would, you just hit the button and you join up into a PvP. So if you just wanted to PvP from the get-go, pretty much could do it and level up through the game that way. This was not a good idea. Okay, we need to chill out here for a bit. Oh, that's a Disciple of Cain thing. That's for Marauders. Okay. Gotcha. It is good to be back, though. So that was part of it. Didn't want to join a group. Didn't feel like you wanted to organize. Maybe you wanted to solo play for the most part, but you still wanted to be a part of the war effort. Well, that's what public quests are for. still adds to the value. Excuse me. And then they had dungeons and scenarios, of course, that you could do. But
Raven Guard, call.
Good muting.
The gods have tasked you.
How will you prove yourself?
On blood. For the Raven Guard.
Be worthy of the ring.
Raven Guard, call.
always blue. And face the Bright Wizard. Okay, so Bright Wizards, if I remember, had a overcharge mechanic, kind of like in Vermintide, right? Which obviously this game came out before Vermintide, but that is what I'll compare it most to. In regards to that, where you could blow up or cause some other secondary effects from overcharging. Trophies, they're like cosmetic stuff. This is such a dang good game. It kind of didn't get the chance it deserved. It got abandoned pretty early. I believe when EA bought them out, they ended up moving most of the team that they could onto the Old Republic. Merciful Strength, explore the buildings throughout Thorshaven? Find a marauder who's shown weakness, defeat him, take his weapon. Okay. So, here you go, for the bestiary. It is so cool. Like, you would just want to go out and fill in the Tome of Knowledge. It was such a neat idea. I'm not sure if any other MMOs really done that. But indoor. Yes, you could actually go in some buildings. Crazy, I know, right? Oh, I guess that's just another chest that we can grab. Alright, so let me try and go off memory here. I You know what? I don't even believe I played through Order. If I did, I think I played a Rune Priest for a bit. But for the most part, I stuck to Destruction. And it was mostly Chaos and Greenskins. But let's see, Greenskins have Black Orc, Squid Carter, Shaman, which is DPS heal or DPS and heal. You can either do one or the other really well, or both kind of good. In Archmage was the mirror class. Chaos has Marauder, Magus, Chosen, and the Zealot, which was a healer. Empire, or, well, let's finish this off. Dark Elves would have Witches, I'd like to say. Witch Elves. Blackguard. Disciples of Cain, which were made for this game to give them a healer. In, what would have been the 4th class? What am I missing? I'm gonna look it up. Oh, why am I doing that with my phone? Because we can just do this. Sorcerer and Sorceress, yeah. I remember this caused a bit of a stir, because at the time they're like, Dark Elves don't have sorcerers, they only have sorceresses, because Malekith deemed this and that. You know, so they kind of like loosely retconned it. It was in the book, too. It came in the collector's edition, they had a comic book highlighting the events that lead up to this, where he talks about that. Then Order had, yeah, Dwarves, Engineer, Ironbreaker, Rune Priest, Slayer, Bright Wizard, Knight, the Blazing Sun, Witch Hunter, Warrior Priest, and High Elves have Archmage, Shadow Warrior, Swordmaster, and White Lion.
What you want?
I have opportunity. I turn.
Here you go, this is what I was talking about, area influence. So, you would grind out in an area to get the influence all the way to elite, so you could get this reward here. Right? And it comes with its own backstory and stuff, and it's really cool. This Tome of Knowledge, I forgot how awesome it was.
A chance to do good. Come back victorious.
Was it the best MMO I ever played? I wouldn't say that. But, again, it looks great. It still plays amazing. If you're looking for that MMO crunch to it. And it's Warhammer, man. Around that time, if I remember, there was also... You can even look it up. It was a video that they did. And the video was of a Warhammer 40k MMO. I think it may have been like called Dark Millennium or something. But they canceled that. I forgot who was behind that one. So. I don't have friends. I'll be honest, I might actually just continue playing this myself after this video. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see me continue down this path. Show you more of the game. Maybe next time I'll do PvP. I think I'll do that. I'll do a separate PvP video, I think. Captain Von Wilk. But it is in my top 3 favorite MMOs I played. Maybe 4. I don't know. It's stiff competition, man. City of Villains had the Mastermind, which was great. It's like a class concept. Age of Conan has the best Necromancer in any game. Not just MMO, but any game ever. Oh, there's the Bright Wizard. And the Secret World, just some of the best mission designs. But let's keep it on to Warhammer. I am so happy that they kept us alive. Again, thank you. Everyone that did.
Adventuring with other players not only makes questing easier, it also enhances the fun social aspects of Warhammer Online.
This and the voiceover I don't recall being in the original launch, but I could be mistaken. Glean magic. You strip away the spiritual protections of everyone within 20 feet of your target. So... I guess you can't jump over that. Alright. Now, that is a public quest. When you see these little chests, these are areas that are public quests. I think it said rank 1 to 2, so I think we should be pretty much good to tackle at the level we're at. With some smart play. Now, the enemies in the public quest, if I remember, are a little bit tougher.
Public quests are persistent world events that allow you and your allies to share risk and reward, as well as earn influence in your current chapter.
So even if you miss out on it at a lower level, which you might, if there's not a lot of people online, or if most of them aren't at the lower levels, which usually the lower levels tend to be less filled out, you could always come back at a higher level once you get your character leveled up. Oh, was I getting influence for that? If so, I mean, we'll get to do that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're getting influence. Let's do this. $100. Damn, I forgot how far that could go. That's right, you can unlock titles. Ah, so damn good. Oh, silence me. He's got a line of sight. Or not. Okay, so this is still part of the public quest. Right, you see stage 1. I don't know what's causing that. That's got to be like a passive thing for the Magus. I don't remember. Or maybe it's a... you get different things with different pets? Yeah, I'll take it. Definitely getting a lot more... well, no, I don't remember. Alright, now I think we have to turn it in, but we're still doing this public quest, so... we get something different. Let's squig hurt it. I should probably not be staying here while I do this, but let's move everything for ults, huh? But yeah, public quests would advance in stages. Now, part of the problem would be you would, with public quests is you would split experience, and I think influence. Yeah, we'll buy that. Excuse me, burp. Alright, so intelligence tells you here what it does. That's what you'd want for your Magi. I remember as a black orc you wanted toughness wounds. Weapon skill, if I remember. Alright, so we have to harvest souls from 2. Oh, we're on a timer. That's alright, some of these were timed. But you would get shared rewards, so, like, back in the day, this would have been completed within, like, a minute. Because you'd have, like, 8 people here. Oh, crap. Popular. What was popular? The most, well, as is normal for a lot of MMOs, Order was more popular than Destruction. So we were always on the back foot. Bright Wizards and Witch Hunters were some of the most popular classes. Elves were also popular with White Lions. I remember being very popular. Dwarves were the least popular on the Order side of things. On Destruction, I think Greenskins may have been the least popular. Even though they're generally held as beloved by the Warhammer community. But my god, this is so amazing that I'm still able to play this. And hopefully, despite my bad narrating or guiding you through this journey and my terrible playing. Oh, this guy. Okay. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, we should be able to do it. Alright. You've completed the public quest. Now, there's usually a timer. Oh, that's right. Depending upon how well you performed, you would roll, and the winners are... I placed first. So, I get a better reward. I get a blue bag. They would get a green, and so on and so forth. That's how it would work. It was really cool. And the public quest resets. So, you would have... farming that would go on. And inside is usually random items. I believe they were always tied to the class that you were playing, tied to it. So, oh, I can only pick one. I don't know what war token's for. If I'm looking to the future, that might be better. That's for immediate rewards, though. That's rank 11, but I think PvP scales at... Okay, so magical salvaging, cultivating, apothecary, those are all like trade skills that you can learn. Talisman making. But yeah, I think PvP was broken up between like rank 1 through 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, so on and so forth. So let's take the immediate reward. Now, what do we have here? Use Ancestral Bane. It's a quest item, isn't it? Alright, let's actually look at what the quest is. Alright, let's wait for this to reset. I think it was tied to that, right? I didn't know if he needed help. Yeah, you could get a competition going with this. If I remember, you could even get like maps or something. Stop done. this up a bit. Alright. I guess we had to feed the beast and then... Yeah, you can see that it goes by quick with more than one person. Rolling for the loot, and then after this we'll go turn in what we got, and then... Oh man, this is great. I love it. And we made second this time. It was close. Oh, you could get a purple. Okay. Three wounds. Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, even though they aren't playable, other types of factions are represented in the game. I don't think lizardmen were here. Alright. Might be able to hit level 6. We'll see. And of course, playing it solo is fine. And that's why I wanted to show you. You can still have fun. If you like the gameplay loop, you can have fun with this.
Be worthy of the Raven God.
But getting involved with other players and I probably should have just stuck out with that one.
Heard your noise. Turn victorious. Your destiny.
Now what do we got? The true test. What's this give me? Resistances. I'd still rather do damage. Bonus to power, probably not power is on you.
Good looting. Tell back the Raven God. Chaos is
Alright, select our influence rewards.
always more to learn.
On to battle. Carry more wealth. Change your goods for gold.
Okay, let's get geared out. And there's some really cool looking armor sets, from what I remember. Let me get rid of that. Oh, we got new stuff. Demonic Clash. Yeah, that one. That one's great. Alright, this was like an AoE damage. So you'd want to like plop it down. Do that. Let's do this. And you can adjust the hotkeys, action bars, and whatnot. What is this? Horrifying Visions. Why is that on bar 2? Okay. That's like a debuff to kind of get you out of the situation. That costs gold, okay. Alright. Where are we at? There we go. Okay. So we're getting there. Let's dump some stuff we don't need.
Hail, paid for.
That's a Marauder.
Blood.
That's a Zealot. Or Zealot. Alright. Brains. What was that? Oh, yeah. Okay, what do we need? 1 gold. I could sell that and just get that open. Okay. So this is someone that shows up later from what I just saw. Oh. Some of that currency you saw, war tokens, right? That gives you this stuff. And then you have different armor sets that give armor or set bonuses. That's it. And you can buy back. I don't know how, I can't remember how far back that goes to.
Coin goes to the Raven God.
Alright. I don't know why he's like that. Let's test this guy real quick. Alright, yeah, let's just keep questing for a bit. Each chapter, I think there's like 3 or 4 chapters as you progress through each zone. Could be wrong though. Yeah, that's the basic gameplay loop until we get into things like, I can't remember if you can be like backslash think. I want him to do most of the damage. That way he gets. We support the underdogs. Careers needed. That's cool. And ranks need 22 to 40. But yeah, you've seen the majority of the gameplay you'll see here. Of course, we haven't gone to a dungeon, but that would require getting a group together. I'd have to do a separate video about that. This will just show you. It's completely... When it comes to MMOs, this is one you can play solo. Because even when you're playing solo, like we saw with the Public Quest, there's still people around that you can hang out with.
The gods have tasked you.
Alright. Go to the next camp. Get our bundle of quests there. Do a little bit more. I think we'll spend some of the last levels doing some PvP. Like I said, that'll be a different video. And this is the first video into my Dead or Alive series, MMOs. Should you check them out if you're someone who plays mostly single player, or if you're just looking for an MMO, because you're like, man, I remember them. Wish I could play them. I don't know what to play. Well, this gives you that MMO experience without that MMO pricing.
A chance to do good.
Alright, gathering. Those are your gathering professions.
Prove yourself.
And then
I offer
crafting.
you the following.
So. If I I remember the big PvP area was this right here. Because if you look, this is the order side of things of this map. Oh, here it is, yeah. You had to control these 3 points.
The gods have tasked you. Good looting. Plunder bought and sold. The best spot. Raven guard.
Oh, kill collectors, right?
On to battle. Be worthy of the Raven.
That's right. There's even killing X amount in a region adds something
Chance
to it.
do. Your destiny awaits.
There, we need more of these.
Take it to the enemy.
What is going on down there? Oh, it tells you how many players are there. 0 players. 0 players. 1 and 1. Oh, there's a disc without a rider. Alright, folks. I'm going to call it here, right? What have we seen? Well, the introduction. We've seen public quests and how they work. Showed you the character creator. And talked a bit about my experiences with the game in the past. Yeah, I might jump back into this. I don't know if I'll do recordings. I don't know how interested people would be, but hopefully this gave you at least a look at it, you know. But as you can see, there's a lot of different ways to play. Even though you're a tank for, say, the Chosen, it does not play like a Black Orc or a Black Guard. Healers per faction side aren't the same. DPS function differently. They have different mechanics to them. These are some of the cool armors and armor sets you get once you get higher, so it kind of gives you a look at what to look forward to, right? Which is a good choice. Yeah, you don't start out looking like that, but it gives you something to work towards. That's the Knight of the Blazing Sun. Anyways, thank you for joining me for this entry into Dead or Alive. Is it an MMO worth checking out? Let me know in the comments. Especially if you decide to pick it up yourself. Love to hear from you. And thanks for joining me. It's kind of rough around the edges because I'm still working on that. Anyways, to my subscribers, you all say awesome. You have an amazing day. First, stay amazing. Have an awesome day. Drive by Rum Neck and Viewers. Catch you next time. Till then, folks, you all have a good morning, good afternoon, and have yourselves a very good night.